Hello, Gary Champion, psychic medium, with a hope of a few words that might help. I never know about these things. I have the intention to do a video about something, whether I get there or not, sometimes is irrelevant. Somebody says something, I hear voices from the other side. That's the purpose of this YouTube site. It's the purpose of my life. It's not the purpose of just this YouTube site. My whole life is based on the idea that I hear voices from someplace else. So sometimes you feel like you're wasting time. What am I can't seem to, nothing seems to be working. I'm dragging my feet. Something's in my way. I'm having trouble negotiating in my life. And you're wondering why. Then all of a sudden, it stops raining. The clouds pull away. The sky is a bright blue, and everything you do is perfect. You're not wasting time. You're waiting until the time is right for whatever it is you're doing to be successful. And I have a lot of experience with this because people told me years and years ago, you're a healer. I said, nah, my sister heals. I think my daddy was a healer. Maybe my grandmother was a healer, but I don't believe I am because my hands don't get warm. I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I would be at a show giving readings, and I had a class I used to gallery read. I used to read people in the audience. And they would, I would give my little class, and I'd be sitting at my table to give readings. And people would just walk by and stop and stare. And I always wondered what that was about. And sometimes there are people that go to shows that stare at you thinking they can figure out whether you're a good reader or not. That doesn't usually pan out. Because if you're that good, you don't need us. You can figure for yourself. But occasionally there's someone will give you that, and then they walk on by like you're not even good. But people used to come to my booth and ask to sit down years ago and say, it just feels good in here. And I continued. I got married. My wife is very open and has really good energy. So it sort of got worse. I could feel it. And occasionally someone would ask to sit or stand and watch or whatever. And they would say, it just feels good here. And today we have people that come to the house for a reading, and they come in and they say, boy, it feels good in here. Well, it's energy. It's good energy. It's positive energy. And somebody told me that for years and years and years, and I didn't believe it because I didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it. And surely I would be the person to know. Then all of a sudden, I'm a healer. Hands clicked on, the energy flows out, works really well. So they were right and I was right. They were right, I was a healer. Eventually would become a healer, but at that moment didn't feel like one. Apparently energy was coming out of me, but not in a way that might help somebody other than just sitting in the booth. So I didn't have that problem with reading. When I was 6, my grandmother died. I heard voices. It was instantaneous. It didn't take any learning. I didn't have to read a book or. My total experience was one night in 1956, December the 14th, I think. She had a heart attack and passed. So I got immediately thrown to the other side. But sometimes you're not seeing it, and you're it. You're the person that should know. And sometimes you're just waiting until the time comes when you're supposed to do it. Someone gives you good advice, they think it's perfect, and to me it's not. I don't feel it. Then 4 or 5 years later, I'm doing that very same thing. Well, yeah, it was a good idea, but its time had not come. Usually I know what I'm supposed to do. It's not a guessing game with me. Someone will say you need to be doing this, and then I start doing that. But sometimes things happen for you when you're ready for it. Love comes to you when you're ready for it, not when you're arrogant and angry and think you know, and you think the world owes you something. You don't find love that way. Love happens when your heart is open to it. When your heart's open to it, there it is. It's quite possible that you've met 50 people that would have been perfect for you, but not at that time. And now they're gone, they're not in your life anymore, life moves on, and you meet a new group of people. And none of them are right for you either. Why? Not because there's something wrong with them, but because you're just not ready for it. That batch of people goes out of your life, and a new batch of people come in. Maybe you change jobs, a new city, and all of a sudden, for some reason, you're ready. That person appears, you fall in love. Right off in the sunset, happily ever after. So it's not that things aren't going to happen for you. It's just that they have to happen at the right time. Manifesting is sort of that way. I've manifested things before I should have had them, and they showed up, and I realized what a big mistake it was because I wasn't ready for it. Time passes. Bingo. I was ready for it. I think this is accurate. I believe that it's not the people around you, it's that you're not ready for it at that moment. And at some point you mature, something happens to change the basic programming of who you are. Somebody dies, you feel grief, you have empathy, you become a healthcare worker instead of a big finance guy making a lot of money. A lot of money attracts the wrong people. Very seldom do you get caring, loving people attracted to a bunch of money. They're attracted to the guy or the girl because they're the right kind of person for them. It just doesn't have anything to do with money. Anyway, I thought I'd make a video about it, that maybe it's just not your time. If things have not worked out, maybe you're just waiting until you're ready. That's my theory. I think my life is that way. I don't know if yours is or not. Sometimes things pass you by and you wonder, why didn't that happen for me? Why didn't that work out for me? It's got to be that you're just not ready for it. You shouldn't have it. If you had it, it would ruin your life. 10 years later, it's a fit. I mean, it really works. Your life is enhanced by it. You get your dream home, or the guy or girl that you've been waiting for all of a sudden appears. I believe there's been people like that all along, passing through your life. You just weren't ready for them. That's why in tennis, the other person looks at you and asks if you're ready before they hit the ball. There may be people out there hitting balls at you and you're just not ready, so they just go past you. Then all of a sudden, everything clicks into place. Cosmic tumblers click into place, and you're ready, and you return the ball. Befitting the time that you're now living in. I hope this is some kind of an explanation about how the world works, instead of, I want this, therefore I'm going to get it. I deserve this. No. You deserve it when you're ready for it. And what's interesting is your guides, or my gang of guys, they become the gang lately. I call them the gang. I call them the guys for about 20 years. Now it's the gang. Uh, don't allow me to accept those things because they'll say you don't want this. This will ruin your life. So I walk away from it. When the time is right. Those are wonderful words. No one wants to wait till the time is right. They want it now. We're a now generation. And the more generations that are coming up, I notice that their time span of wanting something is much shorter and shorter and shorter. They demand attention and whatever it is they want. I'm of a generation that was willing to wait till the right thing came along. And as chance would have it, not chance, someone's saying it's by design, Bunny came along when I was ready for Bunny. She didn't come along until I wasn't. I mean, she didn't come along. I've been here. She didn't come by until I was ready. All of a sudden, there she was. There, down, do what diddy diddy dum diddy do. And that's the truth. There she was, just walking down the street singing "Do Why Diddy," and I said, "Oh boy, who is this?" When you're ready, things happen. If you push things and get things you're not meant to have before you're meant to get them, it can be disastrous. And I know you're out there nodding your head and say, yeah, I manifested something that was horrible. It didn't work very well. 10 years later, you would have been ready for it. But you insisted. Okay. Thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate it. Thank you to those who helped me heal on Sunday. Sorry about the glitches. I could not get that thing to work. The stream was there. It was properly titled and everything, but it wouldn't. Go live was not an option on the front of that. It just wasn't there. And I tried redoing it and redoing it and redoing it, and nothing worked. So I went back into that place and created a new stream and just clicked live all of a sudden. Thanks for sticking with me. It took me 30 minutes to figure it out. And my wife was trying to help me, but she couldn't. Ooh, that was a big orb. Mostly I miss those, you know. You guys are always telling me there's orbs. Man, that one shot right past me. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's time for me to go. Maybe the orb is telling me it's time to go. I know who the orb is. You see, I'm not a medium for no reason. So, isn't that interesting? Just when I need it, an orb comes by and says, stop talking. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.